Hello friends, let's talk about MS Dhoni. Yes, MS Dhoni, the same player who with his captaincy, with his batting, with his strategic mind, he influenced the world cricket all over the globe. But why are we talking about him right now? Friends, legends like him can influence not only the cricketing world but also various other fields with his temperament, with his patience. He can be a role model for various fields, like also in the field of trading and investing in the stock markets. Friends, do you know that if you get tips from others, how long can you sustain? Nowadays, everybody has got the indicators, everybody has got the moving averages, everybody has got the RSIs, the Bollinger Bands, the ADX and everything. But that does not mean that everybody in the market is making money. 95% of the people in the market are losing money. Why do you think this is happening? This is happening because, like most other things in the world, trading is also a mind game. You must remember that you can go wherever your mind takes you. Nowadays, so many news channels, your WhatsApps, your Telegram channels, your money controls, everybody is bombarding news on you. But do you know that the news that you are listening to is already been discounted by the market, because you are the last person to whom this news is coming. This news will not respect your views, your sentiments, because crores and crores of other people are also watching the same news. So why should the news follow only what you want it to be? Friends, just like when MS Dhoni walked out to bat, he did not take chances initially. That does not mean that he cannot hit a six from the first ball of his innings. He was able to do that whenever he was in his peak form, but he took the match till the end. He watched every bowler, every field placement and the pitch conditions, and then took chances and then won the matches single-handedly for India and stayed not out till the end. So just like that, do you also want to be playing not out till the end of the trading day? That means that you should not lose your capital till the day ends. So today we'll be talking about the habits, the 20 good habits of a successful trader, and how you can use that in your trading skills, nurture your mind and take your trading to a next level and excel in your career as a professional trader. So let's begin, friends. Today we will be talking about the 20 habits of successful traders with the cricketing analogy. Friends, let me tell you that when MS Dhoni was batting at the crease, was it that he did not receive any full tosses or half volleys in the initial part of his innings? He got those balls and he could have dispatched that over the boundary ropes every time he wanted, but he chose not to do it and waited till the end. Similarly, the market, the indicators also give you these full tosses and half volleys. But does that mean that you have to buy every time the indicators show you or the market news comes in your favor? That does not mean that you have to take a trade or invest every time that happens. Very recently, I'll give you an example. When the lockdown 2 was announced, people anticipated that because of lockdown 1, the market crashed so heavily that when lockdown 2 will be announced, the market will show the same response and we will gain by our short positions. But that did not happen, and the market made a bullish candle for 2 or 3 days after the lockdown was announced, and then yesterday it made a bearish candle. So everybody who saw that this is a full toss or a half volley went for the short trade, but they failed and made heavy losses. You should always make sure that you are not falling in the trap of any bad or good news, because any good news is in the market very soon becomes a bad news, and too much of good news also becomes a bad news. Moving ahead, friends, this is the first point of a successful trader. They are patient on winning trades and highly impatient on losing trades. Very important point. Just imagine that a batsman is gone to the crease for batting, and if he finds that the conditions of the wicket are seaming and the ball is swinging, what will he do first? He will protect his wicket. He will make sure that he does not lose his wicket and cut down on the runs. Similarly, whenever the situation in a trade is not going according to you, you have to make sure that your stop loss is hit and you don't make a greed of getting huge profits. Don't think that once the market comes down, it will surely go up and you will end up making a profit. That does not happen every time. You have to make sure that your stop loss hits and you exit that trade. The second point, friends, is wealthy traders realize that making money is more important than being right. This is a very, very important point, friends. Let me tell you that you should take a pen and a copy right now and note down all these 20 points that we will be discussing. This will help you really in making a good trade selection and excelling in your trades. Whenever you start a trading day and make losses, you should come back to these points and read them over and over again, or watch this video over and over again. This will exactly tell you where you were lacking, what mindset helped you make that error. This video will tell you, it will also motivate you to make the right decision. So please note down all these points before, like if you're starting trading at 9:15, make sure that at 9 o'clock you run through, pull up all these notes and just read through all these points so that you start your day with the right frame of mind. This point tells us that making money is more important than being right. Friend, just imagine a batsman is playing, and if he attempts a cover drive, let's say, and the ball swings past his outside edge, the batsman should not feel that he is being proved wrong by the bowler. If he gets that mindset in his mind, he might lose his wicket. He has to respect that thing and say that it is okay, even if I am not right, maybe the next ball I will defend, maybe the next entire over I'll play it as a maiden over and then I will get my chances. So it is perfectly okay that if you're wrong, but as long as you're making money in the market, you will stay in the market, because friends, your capital, your trading capital acts like an oxygen. Whenever you are left with no oxygen, that means whenever you are left with no trading capital, you will be out of the game, you will be out of the trading fraternity. That means you have to protect your capital every time so that you get more number of days for trading and more number of days for attempting and taking your career of trading in the right direction. The third point, friends, is that they see charts to predict what the other traders are lining up to do. Very important point. Whenever you are seeing a chart, don't just see it from your perspective. Don't just see it as if only you are seeing the charts. There are hundreds and millions of people who are watching the chart. There are hundreds and millions of people. There are FIs, there are DIs who are planning and plotting their own positions. You should be very much aware of what is happening around and let the chart tell you all this news. You should read the chart and try to grab what is happening and what the other players are doing, what are the FIs doing, what are the DIs doing. You should be aware of all these things, then only you can make a good decision for yourself. So you have to see the chart from the perspective of the trading fraternity or the trading people or the FIs or the DIs, and not be selfish and look at it from only your perspective. You have to see the charts to predict what the others are lining up to do. If again I take the cricket analogy, if the batsman just thinks that he has to hit this over mid-on for a 6 and does not take into consideration what the field setup is, what the captain is thinking, or what the bowler is going to bowl, he might lose his wicket. He has to react to what the bowler is thinking in his mind and then make a choice of shot. If he gets a feeling that the third man is in the circle, he might attempt a square cut. So that is how you should also do in trading. You should think about the market first. The fourth point, friends, before they enter the trade, they know where the exit point is in spite of the loss or the gain. So whenever you are taking a trade, first of all, whenever you decide to take a trade, you should take it only and only if you know the target and if you know the stop loss. Without that, you should never ever think of taking a trade. If you are very much sure that all your indicators or all your trading setup, all your mindset is okay, you have to figure out your target and accordingly the stop loss. It should match your RRR, that is the risk reward ratio. It should not, the trading capital of that particular trade should not be more than 2 to 3% of your entire capital. If all these things are met, you should go for the trade. You should be well aware in advance of what target you are going to achieve here and what stop loss you are going to set. The fifth point says they approach trade number 5 with the same mindset as they approached the previous 4 trades. Very important point again, friends. If you remember, whenever MS Dhoni used to come to bat on the crease, always he had the same approach for most of his games. He was not thinking in his mind that let me change my approach just because in the previous 2 or 3 cases I have failed. You can make some minor changes, but that does not change your game preparation, your mindset, your homework before the game. and while you are at the crease. Similarly, whenever you are trading, you have to follow a certain strategy. You have to make sure that you give the strategy more number of attempts. And psychology says that, friends, you should give anything a chance of more than 8 to 9 times for you to analyze whether the thing you're doing is good or bad. Similarly, in trading also, you should follow a certain agenda every day while you're trading, and trade with the same agenda, the same mindset, so that you give yourself more number of chances. So in spite of making losses in the first 4 trades, you have to trade the 5th time in the same way. You have to take the call in the same manner as you took in the previous 4 cases. The 6th point says, they realized a long time ago that being uncomfortable in trading is very much okay. So, a very important point. Friends, whenever you are trading, you might feel after looking at a chart that you are in an uncomfortable zone, or you're not getting those indicators together, you're not finding the right support and the right resistance and many other things. This is perfectly okay for a successful trader. You have to realize this well in advance, that most of the times you will be in an uncomfortable zone in the market. Similarly, when a batsman, every batsman in the world, the greatest of all, have been hit by bouncers on their head, on the thigh pads, on the chest pads and everywhere. That did not make them feel comfortable for sure, but they knew that you have to take these blows for you to succeed in international cricket. Similarly, being uncomfortable, being in unknown territory, being in a no man's land on a trading setup, on a trading chart is also perfectly okay, and you must realize that. The 7th point says, they stopped thinking whether the market is cheap or expensive. This is a very important point, friends. You should always make sure that you are taking a trade just because your trading setup, your support resistances and your technical analysis is telling you to do that, not because you feel that certain price is cheap or a certain price is expensive. You never know which price is cheap and which price is expensive. If I give you a recent example, Bajaj Finance, friends, this stock was on a huge rally. It was making higher highs and higher lows every single year. If a successful trader thought that this is already on the price is already expensive, let me not buy it, he would have lost the chance. But all the successful traders were there in Bajaj Finance, and every naive trader who thought that the price will or in the markdown phase and I will buy when it is cheap, that cheap never came and the person lost the chance. The 8th point says that they will buy higher highs and sell lower lows. The similar point which I told you earlier, that you should be ready to buy at a higher price, not thinking that the price is expensive. You should be able to sell at lower lows, not thinking that it is too cheap. You should always respect what the market is telling you. You should not make assumptions on your own and define your own expensive or cheap prices, because definitely the market will not react to what you are thinking. You have to react to the market. You have to make the trend your friend. You have to make sure that you are along with the trend while you're trading. When the market is in the markup phase, don't think of shorting. When the market is in the markdown phase, don't think of taking a long position. In the same way, you should always be ready to buy at a higher high and sell at a lower low. The next point, friends, is the 9th point. They are willing to change sides if the market tells them to do so. So, if again from the cricket analogy, if we think, you are not necessarily going to play according to what you thought you will when you were in the changing room. After going on the field, if you find that the conditions are not suitable to your preparation for the game, you have to adapt quickly. You have to, if you're thinking of hitting sixes, you have to change your gears quickly and think of singles and doubles. Similarly, if you find that the market is going against you, if the trend is going against you, you have to change your trading plan accordingly. You have to make sure that the trend is always your friend. If you try to go against the trend, if you make the trend your enemy, then you will invite problems for yourself. Hence, you should always be willing to change as per the market. Don't preconceive and assume that the market will be doing something for you. You have to follow the market. You have to follow the trend, because as I said, there are crores of other people who are trading, and the market will not listen to only you. It has to listen to everybody. The 10th point is they trade aggressively when trading well, and they trade modestly when they are not trading well. So again, if you are there at the crease and batting, and if you think that this pitch or this conditions or this bowler is very much suitable to you, capitalize on that. Capitalize on the occasion and try to get the maximum out of it. If you are not doing well that day, if you are getting beaten often, make sure that you are modest enough and just defend or be on the back foot and wait for the right time to come so that you can accelerate. Similarly in trading, if you are finding that today you already made 3 or 4 bad trades, the stop loss was hit, just close down the terminal, just close down the laptop, just close down your trading account and go and do something else, because that is not your day. Your luck has not been with you on that day. Hence it is important that you should go away from trading. But on days when you are trading well, you are finding that you can judge the movement of the markets well, make sure you capitalize on those days, because there is something good in your trading setup or in your mindset which only you have captured that day, and the market is reacting accordingly. So you should, I don't mean to say that you should take a lot of trades that day, but when you are doing well, when you are in a good zone, when the conditions are suiting you, you should make full use of it. Maybe for the coming week or a month, you might not get such kind of a good trading setup or a good mindset for trading. So don't overtrade, but when you find it comfortable, just capitalize on it, and when you're not, be modest enough to say that this is not my day, and you can do something else in spite of trading that day. The next point is they realize that the market will open again tomorrow. Friends, write this point and highlight it in your trading journal or wherever you want to write it down or store it. This is the most important thing which 95% of the traders forget. They think that if you are trading and if you are making a loss, you should trade again to capitalize and so that you neutralize the losses. But they forget that the market is going to open tomorrow once again, and if you are not left with any capital, you will not be able to trade again tomorrow. This will cut down your trading career. This will cut down your capital and your oxygen will be depleted, and you will not be able to trade again and again. So for giving maximum chances to your trading account, you should be ready with the capital, and you should always make sure that your capital is not exhausted and you are ready for trading once again when the opportunity arises. Hence you should always remember that trading is something which has been going on since the last century in the entire world and nearly 30 to 40 years in India. So this is not going to stop overnight. You are going to get another chance tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month, next year. So don't be upset with losses. Don't overtrade and lose all your capital in a hurry, in a panic. Make sure that your mindset tells you that there is a day tomorrow, the markets are going to open tomorrow once again. The next point, they never add to a losing trade. This for me is the most important point of these 20 points, friends. Please note this down and put it somewhere at the corner of your mind and make sure you utilize it every time. It is seen very usually among the trading fraternity that whenever you purchase something and if the stock price keeps on going down, you tend to buy it once again thinking that this will average out your cost. This is a very wrong approach to do, and successful traders don't do it, because as I said earlier, make sure that the trend is your friend, and when the market is in a markdown phase and if you're buying again, you are not working as per the trend. You are not keeping friendship with the trend. You are making the trend your enemy. This will invite huge losses for you because you don't know till what point the market is going to stop. It is going to bottom out and then it is going to rally in the bullish side once again. Nobody knows that. You should not assume the market is going to bottom out soon, and with this averaging thing you're going to be benefited. Never ever average, or if I can say it again in a simple language, never trade against the trade when the market is in the markdown phase. Don't take long positions when the market is in a markup phase. Don't take short positions. Let the trend be your friend. Hence, never add to a losing trade. The next point, friends, the 13th one says the cash is the goal but not the measure of success. Read it once again. Cash is the goal but not the measure of success. Definitely you are trading because you want cash, but you have won cash that day, that particular moment does not mean that you are successful and you should take something out of it. It does not mean that way. You have to make sure that you have to follow your certain principles of trading, your trading setup, your trading mindset, and if you are applying everything properly, that is your success. Earning a lot of cash from the trade is not your success, because earning a lot of cash is also possible by way of a wrong trading setup, by way of a wrong trading mindset. It is possible and you can win huge amounts of profits with that procedure too, but that is not our that is not the measure of the success. It is definitely the goal. The cash is definitely the goal, but that is not the measure of the success, because you can get a lot of cash by trading in a wrong way also, but that is momentary. That will not last for long. The 14th point says every wealthy trader has an edge that he can explain to his mother. Very important point, friends. In this era of technology, there are so many indicators, so many people are giving their tips, and so much is happening in the stock markets. That does not mean for every successful trader the thing has to be very complex. It has to be with so many moving averages, or it has to be with so many indicators, or the supports and resistance of the line. Usually you see on charts there are so many lines drawn here and there, and so much of Fibonacci and this and that you hardly see the candles there. So successful trading does not mean that your chart should have a lot of indicators. It is something which is very, very simple, and you should be able to explain it to a layman. You should be able to explain it to anybody in your family. That is the right way of trading. I don't mean to say that you should not pay attention to technical analysis. Definitely, that is the key, that is the base, that is the foundation. Just like every batsman has to learn his technique, he has to learn how to go on the front foot, he has to learn how to play a cover drive, he has to follow all that textbook stuff, then only he can form a good foundation of batting, that is for sure. But that does not mean that batting has to be very complex. It is a very simple thing. If you ask a successful cricketer, similarly, if you ask a successful trader, the trading setup does not need to be very complex. It should be something very simple which you can explain to your mother also. So please note down this point in highlights once again. A losing trade doesn't make you a loser. As we discussed earlier, friends, there is always a tomorrow. If you are losing a lot of money today, that does not mean that you are not going to get another chance. That means it does not mean that you're not going to win in the coming days. Just make sure that you have enough capital with you and you don't erode your capital. You are going to get chances every day, and maybe someday you get that trade, the right kind of a mindset and a trading setup, and you can win again. So moving ahead for the 16th point, their business isn't trading but finding the right trades. One of the best ways you can understand that, if you are starting your day at 9:15 and if you think that your business is trading, you will be tempted to take a lot of trades till the day ends. But is that your business? No, your business is to find the correct possibilities of the trade. You have to analyze everything and then make a cross or a right in front of every trade opportunity you get. Even if you make all crosses, even if you reject all the trading opportunities of that day, even then you have done your business for that day. It does not mean that you have not worked that day. It means that you have given your 100% that day, you have done the analysis in the right way, and you did not find any trade for trading, and that is perfectly okay. Taking a lot of trades does not mean that you are working. Please Make sure that you follow this point every time. Their business isn't trading but finding the right trades. They write down everything in a trading journal. The most important point is you should always be in a condition to go back 3 or 4 months earlier and see what losses you made or what profits you made, what was the MACD that time, what was the RSI that time, what was the stochastic doing. You should be in a position to analyze everything, go in the past and see for yourselves, because maybe you get to learn something from what you did 2 months earlier. Maybe the same situation has occurred in one of the stocks and you are in a dilemma whether to buy, sell or hold or whatever. You can go back and address the situation in a better way by knowing what you did in history, so that you don't repeat those mistakes, or if you've done something good, you follow it once again. So most important point, you should take note of everything you do the way you want it. There are various ways of making a trading journal, but you have to find it for yourself what is the right way, and you can make your own journal. The next point, friends, is that they trade the reaction, not the news. As I said, whenever you get any news, think that you are the last person to know about that news. You are not the first person. You are the last person to know about that news. Whenever you have heard any news, crores and crores of people have already heard the news. So the market will not react to only what you are thinking about the news. It will react to what crores of people are thinking about the news. Hence, don't trade they trade the reaction. You have to trade the reaction of the news. You don't have to trade the news. After every news, you see some kind of a change in the trend of the market. Follow that trend, follow that reaction. Don't follow that news and make pre-assumptions that if lockdown 2 is imposed, the market will go up. If the lockdown 2 is imposed, the market will go down or whatever. Let it go up or let it go down. And after it has done that, react to the market and follow the trend so that you can gain and maximize your gains. Next point says they don't trade against the trend. Again, the same point. You don't have to trade against the trend. You have to make the trend your friend. Then only it is possible that you can maximize your gains. The last point, friends, the 20th one says they don't trade on tips. This is the most important point. Just imagine that if a batsman, let's say Virat Kohli, is batting on the crease, and if Ravi Shastri from the pavilion is giving him tips that he have to play a cover drive, or he has to loft it over mid-on, or he has to take singles, is it going to work? The batsman there on the crease, he is at the best position to know what shot he is good at playing, what the bowler is doing, what the pitch is doing, what are the field conditions, and how he has to react to it. If anybody from outside goes and tells him, he is definitely going to screw it. So whenever you are going to get tips from anybody, maybe it is possible you can gain a lot of money from it in the short term, but does that person who is giving you the tip, does he know your RRR, that is your risk reward ratio? Does he know your capital? Does he know the risk that you want to take? Does he know how long you have been in the trade? Does he know what kind of trading style you support? He does not know anything about it. He doesn't even know whether you are swing trading or you are like taking a positional one. So don't rely on tips. And how long are they going to feed you? The money that you are going to spend on these tips, are you going to earn that much of money or more than that? So don't follow the tips of anybody. Go into a position where you can take your own calls, you can monitor your own game, and you can play for a longer duration. You can take your career of trading in a longer horizon. So friends, in this video we talked about how psychology and how mindsets, how your temperament, how your patience, how your decision making, how your analytical ability, how your perseverance can take you to the next level, not only in trading but in most of the other cases. But here we are talking only about trading and investing. What is that thing which Warren Buffett with Rakesh Jhunjhunwala or which any Ramdev Agarwal is having and you are not having? They are having all the brokers, they are having all the charts, they are having all the indicators, but something which you lack and they are not lacking is the correct mindset, the experience, the exposure. All these things you get by practicing them. There is no way in this video I can transfer patience and give it to you. There is definitely a way I can transfer some technical charts and some technical analogy over here and transfer it to you. You can apply it then and there itself, but there is no way I can transfer patience. You have to practice it. It takes days, months and years for people to come to a conclusion and then follow your own mind. So this trading game is all about the mind. Friends, whoever is trading, making losses, making profits, please make sure that you share this video with every other trader in the trading fraternity, and please make sure that you like, comment in this video, and please ask questions. We will answer all your questions in brief. Also, please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that we are motivated, and also you get your daily dose of information of the stock markets from this channel. Thank you, friends.